All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another video. So I thought for this one, I would do something a little different. I want to take you through the process of how I started to lose my hair, and I'll talk about when, why, and how, and what happened. So for most of my childhood and teenage years and early 20s, I've had long hair or medium to long hair, and I've had good hair. My hair has always been a big part of my appearance, my aesthetic, and I would even go as far as saying it was a big part of my identity. Like, I was always the guy with the hair, you know? And in the teen years and in my 20s, the feedback from girls and women has always been more or less positive. And I've had women, touching my hair, complimenting my hair, and playing with my hair. So that sort of reinforces the importance of having good hair. And another thing is, of course, I'm Greek and I have like big features, like big ass nose and eyes and a big ear. So having like a voluminous long hair and good quality hair takes away from some of my less desirable features, and it just diverts the eye to the hair. So here's 2011. I think I'm probably around 19 in this picture. Yeah, I feel like I'm 19 here. Now, this is probably my peak hair. So a lot of volume, a lot of just good quality hair. And here, at this point, I had already moved to Cambodia. I was living in Cambodia at the time, and still no signs of hair loss whatsoever. Here's another picture. This was an ID photo. In this one, you can really see how intact the hairline is. So this is my base hairline. I do have a bit of a widow's peak here, but nothing that signifies or indicates hair loss. Over here, still my hair is pretty much intact, and up until that point I had no reason to think otherwise, but I should have known. I should have been informed about this. On my mother's side of the family, all of my uncles are bald, and even my mother has dealt with baldness and hair loss for a very long time. She has suffered from diffused hair thinning. And on my father's side of the family, the genetics have not been very kind either. My father and two of my uncles, they lost their hair, and even my aunts have always had very fine, thin, wispy, sparse hair. And I remember my eldest aunt, I always remember her ordering like imported high quality shampoos from Turkey or Spain or whatever to deal with her hair loss. So this is 2014. I think I'm probably around 23 years old here, and at that time I had started doing a little bit of acting and modeling on the side. I feel like here's where the first signs of trouble really started to show. So I was having more bad hair days, and I was shedding a lot. But I thought the shed might have something to do with the length of the hair or the products or the shampoos that I was using. So at that time, I experimented a lot with different shampoos and hair products. I even considered changing my diet. So I tried incorporating more fruits and nuts and fish and natural oils and things into my diet, thinking that it could be like a vitamin deficiency or something, because I didn't know any better. I had no idea as to how genetics and hormonal imbalances could play a role. So yeah, this is another picture from 2015. I'm probably around 24 here, and something that I I feel like subconsciously a part of my mind had started worrying, because I remember at that time I would put products in my hair that would give it more volume. And I remember I would wash my hair a lot too, because when my hair was clean, of course, it would have a lot more volume. So, and I vividly remember every time I would go down escalators, I would always like touch my crown. I would try to like fluff it out to make sure it's not visible or showing or whatever. So this is 2017. You can see here more of my temples are peeking through, and that's when I started getting some comments from people around me like, hey, what are you doing with your hair? Or maybe you should change your shampoo, like backhanded comments or indirect comments. And I started to grow a little more self-conscious about my hair, and I feel like at some point I came out of the denial, and this is where I started wearing a lot of hats. Now here in 2018, you can see there's more of that temporal recession. Again, you could argue that this is hairline maturing, but at the same time, the quality of my hair and even at the top, I was experiencing a lot of thinning and diffusion. Then I feel like, towards the end of 2018, in 2019, I moved to China for work. And the year I was in China was very big for my hair loss. Unfortunately, I don't have a lot of photos to share. But something that happened that year, of course, one of the things that I started noticing that year, when I was washing my face, there was more forehead. There was a lot of forehead to wash, and I thought, oh fuck, this is trouble. Another major thing that happened that year, a female colleague of mine walked past me, and she was like, hey, are you going bald? And I was like, what the fuck? What are you talking about? So I went home, started taking pictures of the top of my head, and it just felt like the whole world had collapsed over me. So for that whole year, I kept my hair short. So I immediately got a haircut after that. And I think for the duration of my stay in China, I was just rocking so this is another picture from that same year. So a lot of forehead, you can see through my scalp here. So, but I couldn't do anything about it. I didn't know much. So eventually I went back home. I had a surgery to do, and that's the time where I started doing some research. So I found out about finasteride and topical minoxidil, and here in 2020 I had already moved to the Philippines, and I was ready to start taking finasteride and spending money on hair and just restoring it. But the funniest thing happened, a global pandemic, and the company I was working for, basically they went out of business. So I was not earning anything, and I sure as shit could not pay any extra for medication or any other fees related to that. I mean, at the time I was even living with some relatives. I didn't even have rent money. So that year and in the following year, my hair got worse and worse. And of course, on top of what DHC was doing to my hair, there was also the stress. So that was a tough year. I don't have many pictures from 2020 and 2021, but I promise you, take my word for it, that was the peak of my hair loss. First, I don't have any pictures because I was just very self-conscious and I didn't take any photos. And the photos that I took, it truly broke my heart. It really hurt me, so I deleted them. So unfortunately, I don't have any pictures from the peak of my hair loss. Now, this picture is from I think October or November of 2020. So here I had already started taking dutasteride for a few months, and things were looking a bit better. Then in 2021, in March, I started taking oral minoxidil. Now, of course, for the first 2-3 months, as expected, my hair was shedding a lot. So May and June was probably the peak of my shedding. But right around June, July, that's when my hair started to regrow. So from June to July, there's already a big progress. And by the time, like towards the end of July, when August came around, I was a lot more confident in oral minoxidil, in knowing that it is working and it's bringing my hair back. While at that point, I had already been dutasteride for, I think, 8 or 9 months. So, so this picture is from September, and over here, obviously, there's a lot more volume, there's a lot more fullness, and I was a lot more confident about going in and out of water and swimming at the beach and everything else. So no more issues. And so around September, October, that's when my hair started to really fill out. But I feel like since September, there hasn't been a huge difference. I feel like somewhere around September, October, November, that's when my hair regrowth peaked. And that's okay, that's perfectly fine. So since then, I have been maintaining pretty much. And I'm just gonna put up like a more recent photo here, a few recent photos. And so my hair has gotten back to its volume and luster and thickness. And so like I said, this is how I managed to grow my hair back. Now, I owe a big thank you for all of you who have been following and supporting my journey for the past 11 months or so. I truly appreciate all the encouragements and all the positive comments, as well as the criticisms. So I hope from here on out, of course, my hair journey is pretty much over. So at this point, I'm just maintaining. So I'll focus on my fitness journey. So I have started going back to the gym, and I've been trying to fix or improve my diet. So let's see how that comes through. So once again, thank you for your time. Thanks for watching this. Thank you for your continued support. I think for the next video, what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you my hair care routine, both the pharmacology as well as how I take care for my hair in the shower and throughout the day and everything. And I am also working on the website. So I have been working with some pharmacologists in Manila to help me formulate oral minoxidil, dutasteride, finasteride, and some topical finasteride, so that I can make that available to you guys. But like I said, it is a very complicated process, and it's going to take some time, but just wish me luck. I hope that it'll come through. So I'm just gonna wrap it up here. So thank you for your time. Take care of yourself, take care of your families, and I'll see you around.